All right, folks. Hey, welcome on back. 2:30 Eastern. No rest for the weary. I've barely been off this microphone today. Great to see Roberto, Grant, all of our students here just joining us back inside our live trading room. Let me get a quick sound check, make sure that you can hear me loud and clear. Should be good to go though otherwise. And then for all of us back on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. Here we are. There we go. Motor Mouth today at Cyber Trading You down below. Hit the follow or subscribe button down there. Now, with that said, great to see Wendy, Doug, Bell, Dave, Barbara, Farzad, Dave, Tim, Bell, all of us here. Full house. Perfect. All right. So without further ado, let's hop into it here. Vuzi going back on up right now, going back on our watch list here for the afternoon. I'm going to be brief here with this meeting, folks. I hope you don't mind, but obviously been a long day today. So we're going to try and make this brief at least here. The Vuzi trade we've been on top of since the morning. We'd called the stock out during the morning broadcast early on today. Wasn't on the morning list, but it was something that we both called out. I verbally mentioned it here at first when it popped. Fausto brought it back up going into 10:30. Just before here, mentioning that it was back over the 350 level by like 2 o'clock. So it's been a decent little move. Nothing to write home about, but good enough. Up about 8-9 pennies off that 350 level. It's at the highs. Hard to ignore, right? Just good stock to work with here to begin. Now, what we'll just do though is pretty much just rip right from top to bottom right now because markets have been doing great today. SPY is just cruising, a few trades on the up and up right now. So let me just get to that here. The Hi-Ho stock, Hi-Ho, Highway Holding. So this was a great pre-market move. Nice trade after the opening bell hit. Obviously, we know what happens with these low float stocks. ASTI. I don't need to say the same thing twice right there. Up and down, obviously, that goes. We're done with that. OPTX was also a good popper from the morning, but suffered the same fate. All these are low float. We know that these are flavor of the morning, flavor of the hour. That's it. They want to prove themselves to us, then I will be here for that. Like this EUDA stock. Hey, I appreciate the direction. It's trying to go up. It's trying to do something here. This thing had a huge drop yesterday though. So looking at this trade long term, man, this thing's been getting crushed long term recently here. Back from October, November, had some weird squeeze back up, but then round trip came back down here. So can't really trust it on the long term graph. It's got a bit of a spread for a cheap stock like that. Not great. So just because it's going up, it doesn't mean that we need to add it. Vuzi we already got. We got this one already. So we want more than one, but we at least got one to begin with here. Novo. So with the market up right now, I'll tell you, we should find some other trades that are near or at the highs. Just, I'll tell you though, the Novo was a bit of a dud. It ended up dropping off a little bit here. It might be a gap fill heading into the afternoon. It actually could be a decent short. You got the NVOX, the ETF right there on the gainer side. SOC had a good push earlier on today, and it's near the highs also. So this one we can't trust long term because just look at what happened here over the last couple of months. There's a whole long dated story going on with this, and I know that Phil Mickelson's a big investor in this company, lefty, PGA golfer. I mean, he's not PGA anymore. What am I talking about? Isn't he live? Either way. He's an investor in this company. They had some big scandal. He was getting scrutinized by it as well as everyone else. But for right now, though, hey, there may have been some news that have come out on the stock recently that led to a gap up here. There could have been some news that came out on it. But otherwise, for as much as this stock got beaten up, it could lead to a short squeeze. So right now, there is a bit of a gap for this to try and fill up towards 1046. I think that there's a good shot for that to happen. I think that there's a good shot for that gap to get filled here today. All right, we'll keep it moving though for right now. Actually, did I forget to run the scan? I thought I did run this here. Probably weed out a lot more other trades. RZLT here just getting back to kind of flat right now. The NRGV wasn't looking half bad. Back to the HOD, the high of the day right now. It's been on a decent little upswing here from the last few weeks. Order book is doable. It's tradable for right now, so I like it. We'll add it, NRGV. NUAI pulling back right now, kind of done on that trade there. MSTZ, so that is the inverse. I get all these ETFs mixed up here. So Bitcoin just kind of coiling up a little bit, not really going anywhere. MSTR, though, is down today. It's not down more than 5%, but the inverse ETF, MSTZ, is up. So, I wouldn't mind adding MSTR going down, MSTZ going up just to our list. UNG and Boyle, both of the natural gas ETFs, having a great day today. Lion pretty flat. YCBD, UAMI. There's our Novo, fill in the gap there, as we had said. And that takes us to NVIDIA. So NVIDIA having a great day today. We've been on top of this also since the market had opened up earlier on and just at the highs. So it's hard to just not put this on our watch list, just more as a swing trade than anything. I know the Fausto's been in this as a swing, I think, on the NVDL. But otherwise, either way, you got the DL, you got the DX. This is cheaper, NVDX. So I'll probably tag that with just regular NVIDIA. All right. What else we got here? Now we're kind of down towards 5%, though, right? So don't have a need to really add much else. AAOI had a pop this morning, but again, if it's below 5%, not really for us. If it's like a swing trade, a bit different, but we'll hop over to the loser side for right now, seeing if there's any good shorts there. That's the least surprising chart that I've seen all day today. FJET. This also is not surprising at all, but yeah, the FJET was obvious. What goes up comes back down. Rigetti down today a little bit, right? Rigetti's down like 7% on the way down today. So not a bad short opportunity, pretty much wiping out all the gains that, or almost all the gains that it had yesterday. Circle, Core Weave down right now. Let's take a look at those for the time being. I don't have a need to add this. We got the MSTR already on the downside on our watch list. But Quantum seems to be getting beat up a little bit right now. QBTS down there. Core Weave dropping off. There we go. Nice drop there on that CRWV. EOS down. That actually looks like a decent short, but let me see here. Ooh, this really is actually falling back down, huh? Wow, this has been a good short from around 12-ish, 12.18, at least for the time being. We need to flip this into resistance here coming up long term, but you know what? Today, don't mind if I do. On the way down, EOS. I have been a big fan of this company on the way up, but that means jack in the grand scheme of the chart. With lower highs, you get a lower low. Yeah, I'm a big fan of this chart right now. That's for sure. It's not on the upside. Moderna is dropping back down after what, 12 out of 13 or 14 candles in a row green. Finally getting a decent red body candle. All right, now we're kind of at 5% here. So, we have a couple trades we could probably put on our list if we really wanted to from the loser side. A couple trades really not looking great. Moderna probably the one I'll be more likely to add. It looks like it's been on a decent little run here just from the last few weeks or couple weeks, but you got to zoom out. You got to look big picture. And I don't mean that in the sense of being optimistic of this filling a gap. I mean that in the sense of well, why has the stock been down for the last 150 weeks, 200 weeks? So that's just where I feel like this has a good chance of pulling back lower and resuming this overall downtrend. Decent short. All right, Sharon, Roberto, Michael, Bell, Doug, Wendy, any of our students here, you let me know if anything else looks good. Roberto on the HYMC. Yeah, it's trying, right? It's trying. Bit of a thin order book for right now. Let's just check out the daily. I'll probably add it just more category 4 or 5 trade, but yeah, that's not all-time highs. All right, so we're getting close, Roberto. We're getting close to that resistance that we've been mentioning. So right around, what is that, 31 bucks? 31's that wick back from April of 22. So even if I put this on our list, just be mindful that resistance ain't too far away. So how much more is it really going to give you, right? So if you're already in, I'm rooting you on, and you're probably going to do well. No, Roberto, at least in a number of our students, really. But just from here, how much more room can we really get on it? I mean, granted, I guess $2 per share if you get out of 31. But I wish every game plan went according to its plan. So that's just where if it doesn't make a move up that high, then it's just not worth it at all, really. Let alone the $2. It might not be worth anything from here. So for now, I'll pass, Roberto. If you're in already, you're gonna probably kill it. That's all. All right. So, folks, let me know if anything else looks good here. Otherwise, not a bad shout, just opportunity cost. If it wasn't as close to that level, I probably would put it on our list. Why CBD making a pop right now? This thing came from left field. Just popping right now. Big volume. Why not? Right? This stock we've done pretty well on dating back to like early October, but more so the last couple of weeks with news of Trump making a potential executive order. What is it? Downgrading marijuana or cannabis, kind of in the same group as what was he doing it with? It's is it with mushrooms maybe and something else. I think he's downgrading it from the same tier that like bath salts are in. I mean, I think that's for the better in the grand scheme of it. But why CBD is something in particular that's been moving off of this type of news. So good pop right now. Yeah, why not? Well, actually, I'll put this kind of near the top of our list here even. Tilray Pop says, Bill. All right, well, maybe we got something going on right now. Yeah, look at this. All right. Hot stock's moving back on up. Let's take a quick look. Supreme Court should uphold the gun ban for marijuana users. 19 state. I don't think that's the same. That can't be the same headline there. All right, there has to be something out in terms of just marijuana, pot stocks, and all of that going on. I just don't have the headline in front of me here, so my apologies. But just right now, at least 2:50 p.m., big old pop right now on Tilray, and I'm sure ACB, I'm sure CGC. So I'll probably just put all the pot stocks kind of together there. All right. Hey folks, real quick, if you're inside our live trading room, much like yesterday, just with my guy Rich out, he does all the audio when I'm on private coaching with you. So at least coming up at 3 o'clock, I'll be on a session with the students. So no audio today from 3 to 4 p.m. I will be here though in chat. If I jump into a trade with one of my students here, Steve, coming on up, I will let you know at least. And if you see something, say something, much like yesterday. I saw a lot of us work together as a team. After I finished up the class, I went back to the chat board, read it all, and wow, I saw like Phil and Andrea. I saw a number of us, making some good call outs and just working together there. Those of us that were not in the class. All right. But again, I'll be here. I'll be in the chat board at least, but no audio from 3 to 4 p.m. though. All right, folks. Hey, best of luck trading going into the close. Otherwise, if you're on social media, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc., just down below, popping up lower left here once more, at Cyber Trading U is our handle, our YouTube. So just make sure to hit the follow or subscribe button down there so you know when we're going live, when we're not. Monday to Friday, morning, afternoon. But otherwise, make sure that you're more in tune by clicking that follow or subscribe button there, and then you'll be all set. All right, folks. But otherwise, for all of our students, Bill and Dre,